Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel Volvo Christian, and also welcome to this Polestar 2 video. Today's topic will be how it is to live with the Polestar 2 during the Norwegian winter season. And we will also talk slightly about the upcoming facelift. But this is the first winter season for me with an electric car. New experiences. That has been packed with both advantages but also some disadvantages. And in today's video I'm gonna walk you through my pros and cons, the good, bad and ugly, because it hasn't just been rosy red. So I hope you will enjoy this video. Let's first present the car. So this is a Polestar 2 in the performance version. It's a test car that I'm lending from Polestar Car Norway. I picked it up like 19th of November and today it's the 22nd of January. So I've had it for 2 months and I've actually driven about 6,000 kilometers with it. So I've spent a lot of time in this Polestar 2 performance. And it has been challenging at times, especially as the temperature has been really low. But let's kick off the pros and cons, and we will start with the pros. And I will take this in, let's see how I'm going to do this. I'm going to start with the biggest thing that I love with the Polestar 2, and I will walk down in a prioritized order. But the first thing I love are the driving experience you get with the Polestar 2, and especially given that it is the performance pack with the adjustable all-lens suspension. This is pretty firmly set up, but I haven't bothered to change it over to a softer setting. I've actually enjoyed this firm setup, and it's such a blast to drive, especially on twisty back roads. Just hammer it through each corner, and the amount of speed this Polestar 2 can carry through the speed and out, just amazing. It's such a blast to drive, both on tarmac and also on snow, especially on snow. It's such a blast to drive with the Polestar 2. So a huge thumbs up for the driving experience. Maybe I should also try it on a softer setting, but I haven't had the time, or because you have to lift up the car. But driving experience, huge thumbs up. The second thing I love are actually the all-wheel drive system. But if we just jump slightly back to driving experience again, because I can quickly mention acceleration. So this is the twin version, the dual motor setup in the performance version. This has a system power of 408 horsepower, so it's 204 in front and 204 in the rear. And this is an absolute beast when you smash the throttle. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour are done in 4.7 seconds. But if you have the performance upgrade or the BST, it gets down to 4.4. And it's such a blast to have this kind of acceleration, and it's quite instant. Just step on it and you poof, off you go. Interestingly enough, next week Polestar will reveal the facelift with a slightly bigger battery. This has a battery on 78 kilowatt hours, and the facelift will get the new 82 kilowatt hours. And also it will have the same power output, at least in the performance version, 476. But the one thing that's actually quite interesting are that the new dual motor performance version will have a 0 to 100 on 4.2 seconds. So it's actually going to be quicker than the BST. Now what the heck are Polestar doing? Why are they launching the BST and then moments after they upgrade their regular performance? Just an interesting side note or digression. But then the second thing I love with the Polestar 2 are actually the all-wheel drive system. This has been so good during winter season and when driving on snow and occasionally crazy much snow, like up to 20 centimeters, and this thing just plows through it. Really good all-wheel drive system with a approximately 50-50 distribution. I'm not sure how the facelift version will be, because in Volvo's version, the new all-wheel drive system are gonna be a rear wheel biased. Probably Polestar are gonna do the same, but I haven't figured out the torque difference between the axles, at least not yet. But the all-wheel drive system, huge thumbs up for me. So confident, inspiring, especially, or I'll say it in another words, it requires, of course, good tires. But I'm mighty impressed over the all-wheel drive capability of the Polestar 2. Moving over to the third thing I love have been the pixel LEDs. And for a period, Polestar couldn't deliver these pixel LEDs. But now for the model year 24, they are back. And actually the BSD will also get the pixel LEDs. Good lights, because it's dark pretty much all the time here in Norway. Now the clock is around 2 midday. In like 2 hours time, it's getting dark again. So it has been dark pretty much every time I drive to work and every time I drive back from work. So pixel LEDs that could mask out the oncoming cars and cars in front, giving me full visibility on the sides. Really good. Then the fourth thing, actually the exterior design, and especially given that this is the performance version. These awesome 20-inch forged alloys, the little Swedish gold touch with the Brembo brakes, especially when they are covered in a thin layer of snow, just marvelous. I'm not a fan of this snow paint, Volvo's crystal white. I'm actually not a fan at all, because during winter it has been dirty basically every single day with all the grime and smuts and salty. You got a really brown back end. But the exterior design, just look at this. Every time I came out to the parking lot or down in the garage, wow, wow, wow. So that was 4 things, and for the 5th thing we do have to step inside. That's actually pretty good because it's cold as heck outside. Let's jump in and also get some heat. As you may see, it's minus 11 degrees. Just turn down the music here. Take off my gloves. Start it up. So minus 11 degrees, cold as heck. So the 5th and last thing that I love with the Polestar 2 are, surprisingly enough, the infotainment, because this is much better than Volvo's version of the Android infotainment. As you see, we have pretty big tiles, but every icon got much bigger space. So for me, I find this much easier to navigate, and big icons to press on. So the way they have utilized the space, I find this very good. We also have the range estimation, a range assistant. But the way Polestar have done this, I think this is much better. Even the climate, big icons, easy to navigate, and that's something that I appreciate. So that was the 5 things that I loved with the Polestar 2. And as we jump over to the 5 things I don't like, I will try to just slide around. And this list here with the 5 things I don't like will be in the opposite order, starting with the things that's lowest on my list before we're jumping over to the most annoying part. See if we can do this without stepping out again. The first thing, that's number 5 on the list, that's actually interior storage. As you may see here, it's pretty limited amount of space. We got a little slot down here that you can put your smartphone, but usually I have it connected with the cable because I want to use it like when I'm fast charging, or if I need this space to something else, then I just have it connected and just let it placed on the passenger seat. But we have a little storage under here, a little storage room, and then that's basically it. The door pockets are quite limited, as you may see here. Very limited space for storage. So the 5th thing, interior storage. And that brings us over to the next on the list, number 4. That's the cup holder situation. As you see here, we only have 1 cup holder. There's actually another cup holder under here. There's a plastic thing you can place down here, but I have it in the back because I want this for storage. But the other cup holder can be placed under here, but that's pretty darn useless when it's also functioning as an armrest. And just look at this kind of stupidity. What the heck? And this are actually quite annoying, because if I have a drink and when I have a passenger here, where are they gonna put their drinks? Or if I have a drink and buy a second drink, then I have to find a place for the first drink. Sometimes I'm just placing it in the doors, and sometimes I've actually used the center rear armrest and just placed them there, the additional cans, before I get home and can clear them out again. So the cup holder situation are actually pretty darn annoying. So that's storage, cup holders, and that brings us over to the Harman Kardon stereo. Let's see if I can get the phone slightly closer. So this is actually a pretty decent system, don't get me wrong. The Harman Kardon plays pretty good for the price, but I love listening to music, and often at a pretty high volume. I can't tune it up now, and it's good enough. Let's see if I can get this away. We can look at I haven't actually done this best because we have some sound settings. I should have tuned it over to English. And here we have the equalizer. You can actually tweak it as you want. Pretty good to have an equalizer at least. This is just the system tones. Surround, I haven't tried this so much because I've been pleased the way it was, but it's decent enough. But anyway, when I'm driving and listening to my favorite music, I have often found myself trying to adjust the volumes, tune it up, only to realize that it didn't go up because it already was at the maximum level, and I still wanted more. I wanted higher, I wanted more oomph, more power, and here the Harman Kardon falls apart because you can't get more. And I've been used to Bowers & Wilkins in Volvo series, like the XC60, the XC90, my V60, my S90. I've had Bowers in 4 different cars and a bunch of test cars, and I absolutely love the Bowers Wilkins. So that's why I really want Polestar to upgrade this Harman Kardon, and maybe also offer the Bowers Wilkins. That would be incredible if they could. And that brings us over to the second thing, because we're going in the opposite direction. Just want to step slightly outside, because the thing that I've actually been that's on my second point on the list, and that has been fairly annoying or challenging, are actually regards to the seat. Can take it slightly forward, because the Polestar 2 are in the same class as Volvo's 40 series, so that puts some limitations regarding seats, and especially if you have the performance or BST, because this is the standard upholstery. This is the Weave Tech. First, if we talk about the seat form, you don't have so much side support that I would prefer. You actually get more in Volvo's 60 and 90 series if you go for the sport seat, or if you go for the ventilated comfort seat, because then you can blow up these side bolsters and get a more firmer back support. So that's one thing I'm missing, and especially when I'm driving actively or spirited, I want more side support in the back. So that's the one thing, the form. I also would love slightly more support on the cushion. So the form are one thing I'm not a fan of. And then we have the comfort you get from these seats. I find this Weave Tech to be slightly on the firm side. It's not so soft as I want or prefer. And I actually think the Volvo's versions are better, but that's because they have a different upholstery. The Weave Tech are on the firm side. Even if it's the same seat in the XC40 and C40, they feel slightly softer, because you can get it in the textile material or the tailored wool. That's slightly softer. But beside that, it's a good seat, don't get me wrong, but if you're stepping over to Volvo's 60 or 90 series, then you really get amazing seats, and it's night and day compared to these. And this is highly subjective, because you may think that these are better than Volvo's 60 or 90 series, either the sport seat or the ventilated comfort seat with massage. But for me, these falls apart when you compare it against the 60 and 90. I find them much better. Stronger side support and adjustable side support, but the cushion itself are also softer and more supportive over long distances. And this is the first time I've experienced to be tired during long drives with the Polestar 2. I haven't experienced that in any other car. And if it is the form, or if it is the cushion and the comfort, I'm not sure, or just the driving position, this is actually the first time I'm experienced to get tired by just sitting in the car. And for me, as I said, it's night and day compared to the seats I had in my V60 and my S90. I would gladly rip out these and change them, so I hope Polestar will look into this. They actually got another upholstery available, the Nappa leather, and then at least you will get a slightly softer experience. But this is just highly subjective and just my opinions for my body and my preferences. The last thing on my negative list, I should probably pick up my gloves, but I'm gonna do this crazy fast. I see the video are also getting quite long. The last thing, and the most annoying thing, or the most challenging thing, and the things, if we talk about the good, bad and ugly, this is the ugly part, and that's the range and charging. Oh my freaking god, it has been a challenge from, I'm not gonna curse on my video, but this has been, yeah, really challenging. And actually at the point where I'm considering just scrapping the whole EV plans totally, because I have struggled big time with charging. I just have to, it's just too damn cold. Just want to take on my gloves. Let's put the phone here. Yes, we are back. Just too damn cold. So, as I've said, this has been the most challenging part. I've struggled big time. On my regular daily drives, it's like 100 to 150 kilometers each day. So I'm driving quite a lot. And with temperatures down to minus 20 degrees, it has been, yeah, challenging. On a daily basis, I've been concerned on, will I reach the next destination? Will I be able to get home? Will I be able to go to this place? Where can I charge? How much do I charge? What speed am I getting? Is it enough time to preheat the battery? It has been an absolute nightmare and really a pain in the ass, a headache. Let's see. Because under ideal conditions, the Polestar 2, let's see if you can see this, can charge at 150 kilowatts under ideal conditions. And a little fun fact, the updated facelift that's coming in a couple of days can actually peak at 205 kilowatt. But anyway, ideal conditions 150. But winter aren't ideal at all. Cold batteries aren't ideal at all. So all my rapid or fast chargings has taken quite some time, even if I preheated the car, because maybe it wasn't enough time for the preheating to reach, or cold battery still, or cold charger, I don't know. But it has been really challenging, and sometimes I've actually arrived a rapid charger with down to 0%, not planned, and the range estimation has been just absolutely pointless. When I started from work, like in the late evening, and set the destination to home, it could estimate like 18% at arrival. So thinking that's enough, that will also bring me over to my workplace the next day, so I can charge up there. But then I started to drive, and I actually came home with like 1 or 2%. Absolutely rubbish estimation, just because I had the climate running. The car couldn't predict arrival state of charge if you increased the temperature or if you had it on high. At least it got better after I got the 2.5 update, but in the beginning the range estimation was just absolutely useless. So I was charging very much. I spent a lot of time at charging stations, and actually the first month I've actually connected at my workplace, because they have a Type 2 charger. But the hassle of, let's see if I open this again, the hassle of connecting, because, let's see, I'm sorry, here we have the CCS connector, you have to open both. But the regular Type 2, we have a Type 2 charging opportunity at my one workplace, but you have to bring the cable. And where do you put the cable? Maybe in the front or in the trunk, and it's placed at the ground in winter conditions with all the salt and smudge and shit. So the cable are really dirty, and the car are dirty, so you're in and out with that cable, and you get pretty dirty hands. And it was quite the hassle of doing that every time you I arrived to work, just to charge during the work time. But then I couldn't be bothered. I was just sick and tired of putting the Type 2 cable with me, and in and out. So I just say scratch that. I would just use the rapid chargers. But it was an absolute nightmare. And the range of this Polestar 2 in the performance are actually from 455 to 487 under ideal conditions. But my range has been around 200 kilometers, and that was with a full battery. But then when I was charging at the rapid chargers, I stopped at like 80% because it was going dog slow above. So I have in real life just shy of just under 200 kilometers. And when I drive like 100 kilometers every day, yeah, you can imagine I spent a lot of time at a rapid charger during late November and during December. But then I did one thing that changed everything. I installed a charger at home, and oh my god, that was night and day experience. And that is the one thing that changed and that made me still want a Polestar 2. If I didn't have a home charger, this wouldn't be for me, because spending so much time at rapid chargers and all the concerns and all the worries, it gave me such a headache. Now I can charge at home every single night. I'm still burning through the battery, but either way I can charge at home, and that helps so much. So even if this has been the most annoying thing, that is almost eliminated with getting a home charger. The range are still shit, and that's also been upgraded in the facelift version. Oh, I have to go in again. As I've said, this Polestar 2 Performance now has a WLTP of 455 to 487, but the new facelift version with the updated 82 kilowatt hours battery will actually have a WLTP on 569 kilometers, and that's for the long range dual motor performance pack. Crazy long word. So that's a substantial upgrade. And when you also combine it with a peak power of 205 horsepower, then it gets really good. I'm more excited about the new facelift version than I am about this. And if we go into the range estimation, I'm sorry that the video is getting really long now, but this describes my challenge. The speed, I got low consumption. Driving style, low consumption, and that could be higher sometimes. But you see, what's draining the state of charge are climate control, and now I have it on 25%. I'm actually on my way now to like Bolleland. They have crazy good buns. I started from home, let's see, I'm just half an hour away. I started from home down here somewhere, Ski, and it estimated 57% at arrival here. But when I drove up here, I took a little detour over here, and then the range estimation was down to like 51%. So I've dropped 6% just by driving normally. But I had the climate on like 25, 26 because I was very cold when I got into the car. And that is something that the Polestar 2 aren't so good of taking into consideration, the climate comfort. And you see now my consumption. If I open up the trip computer, this is from today, 89 kilometers, and you see the consumption. I hope this one will focus. 32.7 kilowatt hours. So yeah, cold temperature. It's been snowy conditions, and on the highway it has been fairly high speed, like 110. But climate comfort drains a lot. But that was it. That was my pros and cons, and also some small hints about the facelift. I will try to make a new video regarding the facelift at some point. But if you are impatient to know more about the facelift, just head over to my buddy's YouTube channel, Mr. Chris Reefer. He's gonna make a video today about the facelift, because we have I got the spec like a couple of days ago. So head to his account if you want to see more juicy details. So I think I'm gonna end it here before the video gets too long once again. Really hope you enjoyed this video, and I really appreciate every like, every comment, and for new viewers, if you would also consider subscribing to my page. So with that, I think it's time to end. I'm gonna head over to Espa and get some delicious buns, and then I'm driving back home probably. So I think I'm gonna end it here. Thank you for watching, take care, and bye bye.